Good morning, Meridian, and welcome to Business Buzz. Joining me today is Lindsay Holmes with WasteLess Recycling. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us on Business Buzz.
Yeah, no problem.
Lindsay, so tell us a little bit more about your company, WasteLess Recycling, and what it is that you do.
Yeah, it's actually very exciting. We've been around a couple of years, but we are a recycling service. So we basically provide the opportunity for people to be able to dispose of safely, efficiently, sustainably, all the hard to recycle items, and also reuse items, so donations and things like that.
So what are some of the hard to recycle items that you can't just throw in that recycle bin that you have at home and you think everything fits in?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of things you can't put in the recycling bin, obviously. So paint, batteries, light bulbs, things like that. And then the reuse items would be things like, dishware, donations, clothing, things like that can actually be reused. So, but the hard to recycle items are, the paint, the light bulbs, a lot of the plastics that can't be recycled through the municipalities, things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about the passion behind WasteLess Recycling and how you got this started.
Yeah, well, it's owned by two brothers, actually, and one of the owners was in his garage one day, and he saw all these boxes marked donations and bags. And, we all have good intentions, right, to take donations and things like that. And they just kept piling up. And so that's kind of how WasteLess was formed, with providing a service. You've heard of the value of your time.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are hiring house cleaners. It's like they can clean their own house. You can take things to nonprofits, but it takes time to drive around and figure out who needs what. Same with the hard to recycle items, taking chemicals and stuff to the hazardous waste facility. So a lot of times people will just throw them away, which is sad because we can dispose of them efficiently, but also give back to the community. And so that was kind of the passion behind WasteLess, was finding a way to recycle responsibly, but give back to the community too.
So in our community, we've got the recycling bins that are part of Republic Services and things like that. How is WasteLess different than Republic Services or maybe Hardin Sanitation?
Yeah, so those are two great organizations, and they do a great job doing curbside service with picking up garbage and the recycling items that they can take. So we definitely don't compete with them at all. We're just trying to fill the gap. And so we're different in the sense of, we provide the service to come pick things up from people's houses, but it's the reuse items and the hard to recycle items that makes us stand out and makes us different. And then just making it easy for people to really feel good about getting rid of their stuff in a healthy way.
Yeah. So you talked a little bit earlier about kind of the hard to recycle or the prohibited items that can't necessarily go in your recycling bin. Why should these prohibitive items just not be thrown in the trash?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many reasons. One is batteries can start fires, obviously. And so a lot of people will put them in the trash. They end up in the landfill, and that can be very dangerous to landfill workers, things like that. But chemicals, people will end up throwing them down the drain or putting them in the toilet, which is horrible. But a lot of them do end up in the garbage. And so when they end up in the landfill, Ada County Landfill does a great job. It's a state-of-the-art facility. They're actually amazing at raising awareness for safety and environmental issues and stuff like that too. And they've got it very well aligned, but with a lot of chemicals going in the landfill, sometimes that can wear down the liner over time. And then that seeps into the groundwater, which affects our drinking water. So it can be very dangerous over time. So we are doing our best to, again, provide the service to help people keep all those dangerous chemicals and batteries and paint and things out of the landfill.
So what is the typical process that you use when you take these prohibited items, and how do you all dispose of them?
So we take them to the hazardous waste facility,
okay,
which again, people can do, but a lot of times people don't, because they don't have the time. So we do take it to the hazardous waste facility, and then they obviously dispose of it safely.
And then the donated items, the things that could be reused.
Yeah.
What's the best use for those? How do you all make use of those?
So we have local nonprofits that are partners of ours. And the important thing with nonprofits is nonprofits don't always want what you have, or they don't need it, And so a lot of people will drop off a bunch of stuff at a nonprofit and they're like, we have too much of this, So we call around to local nonprofits based off of what we have from our customers. And we asked them, we have a bunch of dishware. Do you need dishware? Or we had one person call us and say, hey, can I leave out a couch on my porch on your next pickup day? And we said, yeah, and we found a place to take the couch. We work with a bicycle project. So any old bicycles we'll take to that nonprofit. And so we just make sure that it's something that they need and that it's being put somewhere where it can actually be reused.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Lindsay, what's the best way for our viewers to learn more about wasteless recycling, and how they can get in touch with you and maybe utilize your services?
Yeah, obviously reaching out to me. I mean, info@wastelessrecycle.com is the perfect email for questions. Our website is great. The best thing is to go to our frequently asked questions page. We have some information on our website, but most of the questions are answered there. Also, this month is Earth Month, Earth Day. Yeah.
Earth Day's coming up.
So that's on the 22nd. But we are going to be we'll have a booth at the Boise City Earth Day event this Saturday at Kristen Armstrong Municipal Park from 1 to 4. And so I would love it if people came by and said hi there and then asked questions.
And then what communities do you serve here in the Treasure Valley?
Community, well, the nonprofits, obviously,
the areas that you will pick up. And
all of Treasure Valley.
All of Treasure Valley.
All of Treasure Valley.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Well, excellent. Well, Lindsay, thank you so much for joining us today
thank you so
on
much
Business
again.
Buzz. We really do appreciate you being a chamber member and,
of course,
and doing the good work in our community.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
We've got some great events coming up for chamber members. Our Field of Dreams softball tournament is tomorrow. So be sure and come out to Discovery Park and cheer on some of our local teams as they play for our championship trophy. All monies being raised during this go to support our scholarship program. So first game is at 1 o'clock, but come out and enjoy the beautiful afternoon at Discovery Park. We've also got our after hours coming up April 18th at Sheraton Home and Patio. So be sure and come out to that event. Our scholarship luncheon, where we will award those scholarships to the students that we raised money for, is going to be May 7th. Registration is open on our website, and you can get more information there. And then finally, on May 8th, join us for the 54th Annual Meridian Mayor's Prayer Breakfast. That will be at the Galaxy Event Center, and our keynote speaker this year is Coach Danielson of BSU football. So be sure and register for that event as well. Until then, have a great weekend, Meridian.